Welcome to Canada Unbox. Today we are looking at the DeLonghi Alita, the espresso coffee maker, an all-in-one item. Now, this item is meant to replace and be put into a home that loves their espresso and coffee. It can replace a coffee maker, an espresso machine, as well as a kettle. Now, it is quite large. It is smaller than or bigger than any one of those one items, but if you're replacing all three, it is definitely a space saver. And let me show you. This is the size of your average grinder and coffee maker where the beans go in as a whole. It's about the same width, about the same height, but about half the depth coffee maker here. So if you're replacing an espresso machine as well with this, you're definitely going to be positive. You'll definitely be positive in terms of space. You'll gain some space. Now, some basic overview of this. This machine makes coffee, again, like I mentioned, espresso, and hot water. It also makes a bunch of cappuccinos and milk-based drinks. Beans go on the top here. You have a water tank here that water goes into. It's a little small, and really I think DeLonghi should increase the size because you have to fill it about once every other day. Reservoir here. And pucks are stored in here. There's a puck. Hot water nozzle, which also can be replaced with the milk system, and the drip tray. Now, after using it for about a month, I quite like it. It's taken some time to get used to. The biggest thing is all the settings. They have quick buttons here for different items. So you have a tea or hot water, which comes out of here. You have a long coffee. You have a regular and 2 cups. 2 nozzles, you can put 2 cups at once if you want to. That being said, it dispenses often in espresso size amounts. So for a cup like this, you'd be changing the size to an extra long, which can be set up here, and then doing the 2 cup. That will fill the cup the most part here. I'll show you as an example. So this button here, you change the size. So this here we're going long, extra long, my coffee, which is something you can customize and the preferences you can get into, which are wonderful. Short, standard. So we're going to go extra long. We can change the taste by clicking the bean button here. So anything from weak, or anything from pre-ground, which can go in here. You can do one at a time, 1 scoop, and the scoop comes with it. You can do extra mild, mild, regular, strong, extra strong. So we're going to do, we'll just do mild here for the simplicity of it. So I'm just going to dump it. It's in the afternoon now. You don't actually need the coffee. We'll click the 2. The grinder's going to go in it right now. So the grinder's operating. The beans are going from here down into the compressors. So it's getting compressed right now in, nice and tight. And the water's going to run from the reservoir up and into the spot where the beans are compressed. So then come out of here and into here. There's 2 nozzles, of course, and this can go up and down for the appropriate size. I'll leave it up though so you can see. Now, one thing as this goes here that I noticed that I think needs to be addressed and fixed, definitely not a deal breaker, but something to be aware of. It claims this is sealed tight and airtight. It's not airtight. Let me show you. Just the guidebook they send you, which is quite nice, but along the edges here, can't go in, stuck there. Right here, around where the tray is for your grounds, watch this. By lifting the lid, pushing down on it, you can slide the book right in there. There's decent clearance for enough air to come in and out. The sides as well. So what needs to be done, and it's because of this, the lip around here is lower than the lip around here. It doesn't get addressed in this piece, so DeLonghi needs to address that. They need to just raise this lip a little bit so it keeps it airtight. That being said, it does work quite well in terms of the grind settings are right here, very easy to operate. You can actually get into the grinder behind the water tank, again, easy to clean and fix. It comes with a water hardness test and lots of other settings in here, so you can change the water temperature very easily. The hardness test lets you know if you need to use the water softener in the tank, which it comes with one of them. And of course, you can continue to buy them after. It also allows you to know if to customize when you need to change that filter and when you need to descale the machine. It also comes with one descaler, lets you do once. I expect that will probably last me about 6 months in the water. It's the soft water I have. I don't have the softener piece in here. I don't need it. But if you did, it would go right in here. The lid comes off, you fill up water. You can also pour water through the hole right there in that lid. And then you would set it back in. So I'm going to fill this up. And put that back in. Now what you're getting here really is a customizable device. That's what you're paying for. It's by no means the cheapest. It's actually quite pricey. They're going for about $1,500 approximately. You're paying for quality and not having to do anything. You can click one button and it's done. So for example, if you click long coffee, it's just going to make it. That's all you can do. From off into on and in the cup and poured, less than a minute. Faster than using a regular coffee maker and pouring that in. Water, about 45 seconds. There's no grinding needed. And it will hold about 15 pucks inside here. And the drip tray, you probably have to empty about once, maybe twice a week, depending on how much. At the front here, there is a little indicator right there that'll pop up when you need to empty the drip tray. Very easy to do. So again, these one buttons are the biggest pieces. So we have tea here. The tea will automatically dispense out a cup of tea. You can customize the setting, of course, by choosing the size of the cup. The long coffee will automatically give you a cup of coffee. It's actually also, if you choose an extra strong, it will empty a puck halfway through and put a new one in to make sure that it stays consistent. You have espresso and then 2. And again, the customizable features here. It's all about finding the setting that works for you. For me, it took a few days to figure that out and to find what strength, what size, and all of those things. If you click the cappuccino button, it's a one button, it will make cappuccino. To use that, then we need to put the milk in here. So let me dump this and I'm going to show you. And there's a second puck going right now. Just going to continue to pour the coffee. For the milk, we have a few different settings here. So we have insert, low, regular, high, and clean. So when you insert it, obviously you have the insert. This actually comes right off the nozzle, just like that. This piece at the top gets warm and can keep cups warm as you're brewing or ahead of time. Now for that function to work, you have the machine on. The machine turns off automatically by default after 1 hour. So you can adjust that if you choose to. Do be aware, of course, when you keep it on, you are using energy. So you got to decide if that cup warming feature is worth it. My mind is a little gimmicky, it's not, but totally up to you. Let's just finish off the coffee here. It shows the progress. And as that's happening, we're going to put the milk thing in. So it just slides in like that. It comes in a separate container so you can keep it inside of your fridge when you're not in use. And it self-cleans as well, just like the machine does. So after you turn it off, or before you turn it off, when it automatically turns off, so you push the button to turn off, or when it automatically turns off, it's going to run some water through here. And it's going to clear it out to make sure it stays clean. So it's really nice features that you don't have to worry about keeping that clean. So I'll empty this. The milk menu has a few different things. Some of them you need to add like chocolate syrup to and stuff like that. And the little book that comes with it, right here, has some recipes inside. They do a good job at showing the basic settings in here, but because the machine has so many settings, you do really need to read the full manual to get a grasp on it and to really get the use and to like it. And I found that until I was able to look in the book and tweak around the settings in terms of taste, I wasn't getting the greatest blend that I wanted. Also, the beans obviously will make a difference. So for the milk menu, you have a coffee latte, a latte macchiato, a flat white. You can heat up milk, and then you can add your different syrups and stuff in there to then make it different drinks. And of course, the different amounts of milk. If you just go cappuccino, by default it will fill about half this cup. It is by default doing a smaller amount. You can program most of these buttons here to customize that cup. So when I click cappuccino and hold it down, it's going to start dispensing the milk. You then press it again when you want it to stop, and it's going to start dispensing the coffee. You then press it again and it will stop the process. That will then be saved. So next time you push the button, you'll fill up the cup and memorize that. Now this nozzle comes out, you simply put that in, turn it to the level you want, a froth, For my coffee, for my cappuccinos, I like it high. Click the button, and we'll let it go here. Oh, do you want? I was still in milk. My apologies. So we're in a cappuccino and push it. So it says preparation underway. Keep that up so you guys can see it. So first thing here is the milk's coming out, so you can see the milk right there. There's decent froth on that. And again, you can change the froth through the setting here. And depending on what level, you can again adjust that up or down, whatever you want. Froth is done. Now comes the beans. I really like how this goes up and down. I do wish it went up higher. A child mug would not fit underneath here, and I'll show you. So a child mug such as this is just a little bit too large. So if you have a small tumbler, it could work. But if DeLonghi was able to raise this about another 3 or 4 inches up higher, which I think is doable in all honesty, without any real cost for them, except for the neck change, then you'd be able to use it for tumblers as well, which I think would be nice. For now, you have to hold it this way for coffee, or put it in here and then dump it for cappuccino or any other milk-based drink. Again, you can customize the strength of cappuccino and all that stuff through the menu system here. So that's done. I'll move this, and there it is. Very nice. Now I'll show you how the cleaning works. So after the milk's done, it'll prompt you and tell you to switch it, set the dial to clean. Clean. This is going to start filling out water. Now, you'll see here at the start it was leaking over. You have to have it out long and up. That makes sure the water gets into the tray. Another design thing I think they could tweak a little bit would be to have this angled in slightly more. Now this is here, so they don't have a lot of room. But having the ability to move this part, or having this as a flexible nozzle, more than it is, because right now I'll show you. You get a bit of room, but not a lot. That would, I think, make it a little better. So once that's clean, switch back to insert. You pull it out, put your water one back in, and this goes in the fridge. DeLonghi does sell a milk cleaner. Wouldn't worry about it. I would just use soap and hot water every once in a while. Again, hot water, you can just push that. Otherwise, it's quite a nice device. It's really easy to maintain. It's basically like a mini barista for you. The beans make a huge impact what you choose, so make sure you choose wisely and spend a bit of time customizing and going through the settings. There's so many on here, and just to run through the settings, it allows you to say when it's rinsing and when rinsing happens. You can descale the machine. You can install a filter. It'll tell you when to replace that filter if you choose to. Just the time, obviously, so it auto starts. And auto off. You can have energy savings on here. You can set your temperature for the water hardness, the language, of course, and then the beeps. So all these things and stats. So like right now, for example, I've made 73 coffees with this machine, 23 with milk, and 30 cups of water. And I've descaled it 0 times. So again, all those settings there really allow you to make sure that you're not going to impact the taste of the drink because of the cleanliness of it in the inside, or because of a water hardness buildup. Overall, quite nice. And I'll show you how to empty this here. So this comes out. Pucks are right there. So that, I think, is the one that we just came out here. So it comes in a little bit. Now, they dry out pretty fast, so that one's not as easily broken. And then you just gotta dump it in the garbage. About 15 pucks it can hold. This is the water. Again, there's a little sensor here that, when it's full of water, will lift up like that, and it'll come at the top. Makes it easy for you to know. So, again, like it. It is quite pricey. It is definitely targeted to someone who their budget's not a concern. That cares for the counter space, but also wants a consistent cup of coffee. Who likes espressos. If you don't like espressos, this machine is not for you. And likes milk-baked drinks. If you don't like the variety of those things, it's probably not worth it. You can probably just get a machine for half the cost that does that one drink you like really well. This does all drinks very well, but again, there's a hefty price on that. Again, that top thing, up to you if you need it or not. It is warm, but you got to decide if it's worth it. Changes I would request and make would this be a little bit higher, make it easier. Water tank be a little bit larger, and make this airtight here. I do like how it does offer the ground piece though. That is quite nice. And they do send you with a bit of stuff. You do get a water hardness kit in there to make sure you're putting the right water settings in, which I think is huge and shows the impact that it makes. The fact that they include that, I think, tells a story that it does make a difference. You have a descaler they send, a small one, relatively easy to use. You just run through the machine, there's instructions in there. A water filter if your water is too hard. You can look online for scales. They don't include that in the water test. It just tells you if what 1, 2, 3, and 4 boxes mean in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4. You match it up. But it doesn't tell you if you need this or not. I would say if you're 2 squares or lower, you don't need to worry about this. If you're higher than that, you probably want to keep the longevity of the machine, especially with the price you pay. If you have any questions, comment below, let me know. I'm happy to answer them. But great machine, love it, and I'm using it a lot more. My coffee drinking habits have gone through the roof since I picked it up because it's so fast and easy to use. But thanks again for watching. Subscribe and like below. Thanks for watching Unbox.